Hello everyone, Shintobean here, playing some more Warhammer Combat Cards Campaign Mode. Playing the second campaign of this week, the third Tyrannic War. This time we're playing as Tyranids against Space Marines. Everything is at max level. We got 400 deck points. And this campaign is quite a bit more difficult than the reverse when you're playing as Space Marines against Tyranids, because just the difference in the power level of the bodyguards is pretty massive. Now for the mission reward, we finally get this new Neurogaunt, which is actually an extremely useful card for the Tyranid faction. Up until now, their only taunt bodyguard was the Tyrant Guard, which is quite expensive in terms of points. This one's only 4 points, so it's just ideal for this role to redirect damage away from your more valuable units, so highly recommend getting this one while it's available. Over in the shop, we have a massive new Tyranid bodyguard, the Tyrannifex, at 71 points. It is an epic, so it starts out with Big Game Hunter. It's very shooty, but has a decent melee attack as well. And at level 9, it'll unlock Regeneration, which is not that great. But yeah, a pretty monstrous creature. Of course, we'll be facing it in future campaigns against the Tyranids. But you do have to pay to acquire it yourself. So, we're going to go ahead and play a match here. And I've been running a lot of the new Tyranids, which many players may not have. Again, this is a very difficult campaign. Running the Tervagon is probably a good idea, just having those infinite Termagants you can throw at the enemy, because, I've had times where there was one match where my Bio-Titan got killed on the first turn. It was pretty ridiculous. So, yeah, when stuff like that happens, you really need a backup plan, which is where the Termagants come into play. But I do have a lot of very powerful Tyranids in this deck. Of course, we got the Death Leaper. This thing has a massive Furious Charge. The Broodlord also very powerful. The Winged Tyranid Prime is actually a pretty fun one. It's got target acquired, and it can set up a really massive melee attack. And it actually has a decent amount of health at this level. Towards the end, I switched out some of the other bodyguards for the Neuro Tyrant. This is another new one. It's got Fear and Psionic Blast. Psi Blast can be useful against the shields. The Hive Crone still has a really low amount of health for its cost, but it does have some useful traits and has a powerful ranged and melee attack. We got the Screamer Killer, which is quite strong at max level, Barrage and Fear. For the longest time I wasn't actually running any healing in this deck, but I've put this in because, the amount of value you get from that 7-point card is pretty crazy. Yeah, the Bio-Titan is really good if you put it in the center lane, and you can poison all 3 enemies with the Barrage. Especially useful against Captain Acheron, I will say that. But let's go ahead and deploy, and we'll see what we're up against here. So we're facing Watch Captain Artemis. Now this guy's a little tricky, of course, because every time he deploys a card, one of my units is going to be losing 20% of their starting health, which is not very fun. Thankfully, Tervagon is actually quite good against this guy. Obviously, you don't want to deploy your biggest, highest health bodyguards first. Hive Crone already has low health, so, it's not going to last very long here, but, well, we could throw down the old Tyranid Prime. I might try this guy out and see what happens. And then maybe the Death Leaper. Oh, no. Okay, well, they got the Astraeus. This is not a fun thing to face, especially on the first turn. Yeah, 4 shields. Each of them blocks almost 300 damage, has 500 health. And a massive attack. Thankfully, no Barrage, though. It just has Big Game Hunter, so as long as you don't deploy anything massive across from it, then you're kind of safe. But this is not ideal. We don't have any Termagants to throw away at it, so we'll just have to make do with some of these other guys for now. And we'll see what their final bodyguard is. Ah, that's another one I don't like. Yeah, this Land Speeder is pretty nasty. It's got Barrage and Outflank. We will get a pretty big attack charge up. They're actually stealing a lot of our ready values, though, with the Outflank. Yeah, big Furious Charge there. So we'll be able to take that guy down. Let's just wait till everything activates here. So yeah, this is the Ravenwing Talon Master. It's got a surprisingly good melee attack, too. Lots of health. I think it's quite strong. So yeah, this is not really ideal, but yeah, we'll go with the melee here. I'm going to take down old Castellan Crow, deal a lot of damage to the Landspeeder, take out 1 shield. That huge attack from the Death Leaper is wasted on the Astraeus, of course. And yeah, if they put down something with Inspiring Presence or maybe Outflank, then yeah, that Death Leaper is going down in 1 turn. 30% boost, and yeah, the thing's dead meat. Big barrage, too, almost taking... Ah, wow. Okay, wow, they just wiped everything out. So this is going to be a little bit difficult here. You know, they still got 5 cards that you can deploy. Each one is going to deal another 20% damage, so this is not ideal. We're going to go ahead and drop the Hierophant. And I'm hoping to get the Healer as well. I think we'll maybe drop the Screamer Killer, too. Really hoping for the Biophagus to appear. And that thing can kind of counteract the effects of Watch Captain Artemis's special rule. But yeah, it's not there, so we're just going to throw down a Termagant, which is not, you know, not bad. Termagants are really good against the Astraeus. So yeah, we could go with the ranged attack and poison everything. In fact, yeah, I think that is probably the best choice here. So go ahead and hit him with a massive series of barrage attacks. Boom, poison everything, start working down those guys. They will deploy 1 unit in the center lane. And we'll see. If they deploy first, then one of our big guys is definitely going to be taking a lot of damage. Which, okay, good. We get to deploy first. Get that healing up. And, oh yeah, I forgot. His special rule actually activates before my trait. So, yeah, thankfully, it only hit that guy dealing 19 damage, so that was not bad. Ooh, but they got a big game hunter across from the Hierophant, so yeah. That's going to deal a lot of damage. 200 damage. Plus some more from the Furious Charge. That was quite painful. Yeah, old Uriel Ventress. Guy's kind of annoying. But we'll be able to do a massive amount of damage here. Take out 2 of their guys. The Astraeus will, of course, kill the Biophagus, but then we can maybe drop a Termagant down. Yeah, I think at this point we can get the Termagant in our hand every turn. Which will be quite nice. Hopefully they'll be hitting that with the damage from his special rule. Because, yeah, hitting the Hierophant, that's going to deal like 100 damage. Well, 111 to be exact. And, yeah, that thing's not going to last too much longer at this rate. What are they going to go for? I would guess melee. Nope, they're going Psychic. Okay, well, that gives us a chance to deal a lot more damage with our ranged attacks again. We are getting debuffed here. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, that's okay. Just keep powering away here. But yeah, you can imagine how difficult this would be if you did not have a lot of these cards, which were only available if you spent money on the game. This has definitely been a very difficult campaign. I lost my very first battle of the campaign, level 1, against Captain Acheron. I lost pretty badly, and I wasn't even running things that were necessarily very bad. Which was pretty surprising. And even when I swapped out the units for stronger ones, I almost lost again. Because Captain Acheron is just so ridiculous. Silent Glass can help deal with that. Poison is nice. But again, if you don't have the right cards in your collection, you're going to have a rough time. They're going for a big melee attack. They're wiping out the Bio-Titan. The Termagant survives. Yeah, they got the big old Bjorn the Fell-Handed on the field now, regenerating away. We weren't able to poison him, so killing him is not going to really be an option. Now, we do have the Broodlord, though. So I think, yeah, we're going to drop this Broodlord over here. Hopefully take out the Astraeus with the Furious Charge. And, yep, the thing is dead. Okay. And then we can go with a Psychic... Wow, the exact amount of damage needed to kill Castle the Damned. That Dreadnought is going down. So yeah, now all they have is Watch Captain Artemis. They will be able to kill the Screamer Killer, I think, here. And we'll see where the damage goes from this last... yeah. Oh, 52. Oh, wow. He killed the Screamer Killer with the special rule. Okay. Well, big ranged attack going into the Termagant and 119 damage to the Broodlord. But it does survive, which is... yeah, pretty big. We do have a 50% boost to the melee attack, so... Huh, okay. We could go, like, all Psychic here. I forget. This is kind of annoying because, like, when you're choosing which card to deploy, it doesn't tell you how your ready bars are, so... yeah, okay, we'll just go with the double Psychic attack into Watch Captain Artemis just to play it safe. I think we probably could have won. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, we'll see. 28 damage, and then, yeah, this thing does a lot. 139 with the Inspiring Presence, so yeah, that's a huge amount of psychic damage. And able to finish off Watch Captain Artemis. I don't know how many Termagants I deployed that game, but yeah, they did some good work there. Again, if you don't have the Turbogun, you can imagine how difficult it would be to get past these guys. Just the sheer amount of damage that the Space Marines do. They will take down your strongest bodyguards in no time at all. Shields, of course, can be helpful too, but yeah, it was a pretty fun one. I really enjoy playing as the Tyranids, if you didn't know that already. I spent actually all of my plasma. I had like 3,000 or 4,000 plasma saved up, and they just had a bunch of these plasma bundles for Tyranids in the shop. So I think that most of them are gone actually now. But yeah, I spent a whole lot of plasma on Tyranids and did not regret it. Pulled some pretty good cards. So yeah, Tyranids are actually looking pretty strong here. I've got 60 cards in my collection. I actually have more Tyranids now than Orcs or Eldar. Still not the strongest faction in ranked, I don't think. But yeah, hopefully if you were playing this campaign, I hope you were able to make it to the end. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.